When Luo Feng's mind was still in the virtual universe, 3 great beings gathered in the forest under the whirlpool portal on the original star where Luo Feng was staying. "We arrived here as fast as we could under the order of our alliance," said one of them. "It seems we're the first ones to arrive." "Yes," replied another. "Once those space beasts find out that the godly Black Blade is a part of Blade River Luo, they'll all rush to that whirlpool portal. If they succeed, they can do teleportation and God country transportation, and we can't catch them anymore. We must safeguard this place and stop them from doing that. So we'll just wait here," the third one said in a deep voice. "There will be a group of universe overlords arriving here, and Fu Mo Master may also arrive. That's only a godly blade of Blade River Luo. How many contribution points do you think we can earn? In my opinion, Wanjian Knight can guard this place while Bei Feng Knight and I attack him first. Bei Feng Knight and I together could kill those space beasts." "Well, why were you still hesitating?" said the one with the deep, low voice. "Other universe overlords will arrive soon. Are you on board, Bei Feng Knight?" "I am," said a timid voice. "Okay, I'm on board too, but remember, if we get the godly blade, we need to divide the contribution points equitably among us 3. "Of course." They looked at each other and smiled. So, 2 creatures flew up in the sky. One of them was around 100 feet tall. He was a repulsive creature with 3 horns on his head and eyes like a hawk. He had thick, sturdy arms, and he grasped an ancient spear with 3 bloodstains on the tip. As for the other one, he was around 30 feet tall and was entirely enveloped by a black cape. Even his face was covered by a black mask. "Bei Feng Knight, you can attack his soul first," said the 3-horned knight holding the ancient spear. "If you can't kill them directly, you can affect them. Then I'll engage in close combat with them with my burning godly body, my ultimate techniques, and my chi blood spear. Even if the space beasts are wearing ordinary true treasure armor, my terrific attack can rival that from a universe master. Their armor might only be able to weaken the attack to 1/1000, or even 1/100. Your chi blood spear is a might senior true treasure," said Bei Feng Knight, smiling behind his black mask and black cape. "We'll definitely succeed." Chi Blood Palace leader was a renowned universe overlord in the Northern Territory Alliance. He had 3 true treasures, and the weapon he used for close quarters combat was a senior true treasure. Together with his close quarters combat techniques, he could even fight with a universe master for a short time. Once he attacked with his full strength, it would surpass the limit of an ordinary true treasure. Within the limit, the third form of an ordinary true treasure armor could weaken the material attack by 99.99%. However, once the attack surpassed the limit of the true treasure, its function would sharply decline and could only weaken it to 1/1000, 1/100, 1/10. It might even break. That was why ordinary true treasures were disdained by universe masters. Although they have larger godly bodies, I can kill them with my Chi Blood Spear by attacking them several times. Chi Blood Palace leader transmitted the voice while flying at high speed. "Bei Feng Knight, just use your soul attack to stop them from running away. I heard that the Golden Horn Beast has a winged true treasure. Just leave it to me." Bei Feng Knight and Chi Blood Palace leader raced toward Luo Feng like 2 flashes of light. Luo Feng was the first one to arrive at the birthplace where the Black Blade unveiled itself, so the Northern Territory Alliance quickly extrapolated that Luo Feng must be staying in an area close to the birthplace. That was how Bei Feng Knight and Chi Blood Palace leader knew where they should be heading. Inside the virtual universe, Luo Feng looked at the bald universe knight in the distance, shocked by what he saw. "Him? One of the 2 universe knights from the Hong Alliance who fought against us for the valuable?" At the same time, a large group of universe knights gathered around that bald universe knight. They seemed to be engaged in an exciting conversation. Luo Feng listened in, hearing every word that was being said. "Blade River Luo! A godly blade of Blade River Luo! Rumor has it that the compass of Blade River Luo was obtained by a universe master of the Thorn Ring Alliance. That universe master, he must be dying to acquire other blades and will be willing to get the blades at an extremely high cost. It looks like an ordinary true treasure, but it's at least as valuable as a senior true treasure. That's right. Blade River Luo will be perfect only when all the blades are gathered, and as long as there's one blade hiding with us, the Hong Alliance, the Thorn Ring Alliance will get it back. What a shame. Those 2 space beasts got it. A godly blade of Blade River Luo? Thought Luo Feng in surprise. Taken by 2 space beasts? Unfortunately, I was late, said the bald universe knight. He shook his head. The picture of the black blade was still floating in front of him. Otherwise, I would have got the godly blade. Luo Feng was amazed. God! The black godly blade he had obtained was a godly blade of Blade River Luo. Luo Feng was aware of its power and force based on some brief descriptions. It was a top-tier domain-type true treasure, and it had the attacking power of that of a pinnacle true treasure. It was at least as valuable as Thousand Treasures River after all the blades merged with the compass. A voice came from afar. Quick! Tell us where the godly blade unveiled itself. Yes! Tell us now! We'll be there as soon as possible. We can kill those space beasts and get the godly blade together, after which the Thorn Ring Alliance will be willing to pay a high price for it. We can also give it to our alliance, and it will definitely give us many contribution points. I need to flee, Luo Feng thought, suddenly realizing that he was in great danger. Blade River, Guangzhou Knight said and ran toward him. I have some issues to deal with right now, Guangzhou Knight, said Luo Feng. I'll talk to you later. Luo Feng then disappeared, which bewildered Guangzhou Knight. In the forest on the original star where Luo Feng was staying. Quick, 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 said Luo Feng. Remote Ocean Luo Feng and the Golden Horn Beast immediately stood up. Many great beings from Hong Alliance will gather soon, he said. I need to leave now. The Prison Race, the Hong Alliance, and the Northern Territory Alliance all saw the Black Blade when I got the valuable. Great beings from the Hong Alliance have now started to gather. They might not have enough time to stop me, but those from the Northern Territory Alliance and the Prison Race will be here very soon. Remote Ocean Luo Feng shrank to 6 feet tall and sat on Golden Horn Beast's back. Escape was his only option this time. The Golden Horn Beast was speedy when it came to fleeing, and he was the best at defending himself against dangers. So, the Golden Horn Beast became 30 feet long and opened his wing. He burned his godly power and flew. Under the burning godly power and the true treasure sure wooing, he zoomed like a beam of golden light. At that moment, 2 Universe Overlords, Chi Blood Palace Leader and Bei Feng Knight of the Northern Territory Alliance, were flying toward him. The original star was enormous. Traveling at light speed, it took almost an hour to fly from the whirlpool portal to the forest where Luo Feng stayed. That was why Chi Blood Palace Leader and Bei Feng Knight weren't there yet. As a matter of fact, the great beings from the Northern Territory Alliance were all rushing toward the original star Luo Feng was staying on, including Fu Mo Master. However, even Fu Mo Master had to fly toward the whirlpool portal slowly. Each original star was identical, having a diameter of 60 billion miles. Even someone flying at light speed, he could only travel at 6 billion miles in an hour, meaning it would take a long time if they were far from the whirlpool. The great beings gathered together by the Northern Territory Alliance were already rushing there as fast as they could. Finally, Chi Blood Palace Leader and Bei Feng Knight saw it. Look, it's the golden light! It's that Golden Horn Beast! They were racing toward Luo Feng from the whirlpool while Luo Feng rushed to the whirlpool. Naturally, they could see each other midway. Both Remote Ocean Body and the Golden Horn Beast saw those 2 flashes of light. Huh! They might be some great beings from other races, but it's unlikely that they're here to come after me. How is it possible that they're that fast? Oh well. I'll just run to another original star later. So, the Golden Horn Beast kept flying, and he sometimes turned to keep the distance from those 2 traces of light. Who? The 2 great forces made a sharp turn and got closer to him. No! They are after me! As soon as Luo Feng realized they were coming after him, he recognized them. The one with 3 horns, it's Chi Blood Palace Leader from the Northern Territory Alliance, and it's Bei Feng Knight beside him. Luo Feng immediately put his Remote Ocean Body back into his world ring. Both Chi Blood Palace Leader and Bei Feng Knight were Universe Overlords, and they were far from ordinary Universe Overlords. Generally, Universe Knights who reached the pinnacle level in law comprehension and technique creation and could rival most mediocre Universe Masters were considered Universe Overlords. However, Universe Overlords who had ordinary true treasures and those who had the senior treasures were at very different levels. Additionally, a human Universe Overlord was different from a Universe Overlord that was a special life form with a life gene level of 8,000 times. As for Chi Blood Palace Leader, he had a senior true treasure, and Bei Feng Knight was a Universe Overlord proficient in soul attack. Space Beast, said a mild voice. There's no way you can run away. A deep voice immediately added. Give us the blade. Chi Blood Palace Leader and Bei Feng Knight were known not to be trifled with. Who? Luo Feng quickly waved his golden wings and flew off in another direction. I didn't expect to be discovered so soon, he muttered. The whirlpool portal to the outside is likely to have been discovered already. If I go there, I'll be walking into a trap. Well, I'll just go to another original star through another whirlpool portal. Qi Blood Palace leader and Bei Feng Knight looked at him indifferently. Apparently, everything was under their control. It's your turn, Qi Blood Palace leader said. Bei Feng looked at Luo Feng in the distance. His eyes glinted. Suddenly, the flow of time surrounding him twisted. An invisible soul attack immediately caught Golden Horned Beast and penetrated his body. It quickly started to consume his godly power. Each part of his godly power contained a soul imprint, meaning Luo Feng would be doomed if he was eroded. Seal! Power Pearl let out countless threads and connected the entire godly body instantly. Hong! 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 The soul erosion assaulted his soul. However, Luo Feng had a mighty willpower in addition to a Tower Pearl to guard it. Soul erosion couldn't affect Luo Feng at all. Bei Feng Knight looked contentedly at Golden Horned Beast, flying in one direction and slowing down because of the resistance. He transmitted his voice to Qi Blood Palace leader. I don't think I successfully eroded his soul, he said, but he must have been affected when he tried to defend himself from my soul attack. Now it's your turn. Ha! Just wait and see, Qi Blood Palace leader said. He charged at Golden Horned Beast like a flash of light. Bei Feng Knight was following him. Golden Horned Beast! Qi Blood Palace leader called out as he raised the ancient spear in his hand. The 3 blood stains on the tip glowed with countless bloody law engravings. Qi Blood Palace leader emanated bloody energy. His eyes turned red, and he quickly pressed on toward Golden Horned Beast. Break! Qi Blood Palace leader growled and burned his godly power. At the same time, a huge amount of godly power was infused into his spear. He waved his spear fiercely. Pooh! The spear pierced toward Golden Horned Beast, who just noticed it and tried to close his wings to protect himself. Jiang! The spear was so forceful that the space it passed through was twisted wickedly, forming visible space ripples. It punctured the wing of Golden Horned Beast. Pun! This weapon was mighty. Golden Horned Beast bounced away under the force of the shock wave. It was like he'd been hit by a planet. Go! Don't let him escape, Qi Blood Palace leader said. So! Bei Feng Knight and Qi Blood Knight chased after Golden Horned Beast. So powerful, Golden Horned Beast thought after the blast. He could feel the extent of his injury. I pretended to be affected because I wanted to test the power of the terrific spear. No wonder it's so famous. Even my Shi Wu Wing didn't help to resist it. Luo Feng already knew that the more powerful an attack was, the less useful an ordinary true treasure armor would be against it. Shi Wu Wing was a flying true treasure. Although the wing could be utilized as a shield, it was, after all, inferior to real armor-type true treasures. Luo Feng speculated that Shi Wu Wing only weakened the attack by half, while force armor weakened it by 99.99%. Together, Golden Horned Beast bore 1/20,000th of the power of the Qi Blood Spear. That was like a drill, said Luo Feng. The power still entered my godly body after piercing through Shi Wu Wing and force armor until it was annihilated by my godly body completely. Luo Feng was startled. Regardless, I was still injured. Although the injury was nothing given the enormous godly body, the Golden Horned Beast had been injured. Luo Feng was still in shock. If it hadn't been for the force armor, if he had only been wearing an ordinary true treasure armor, he could only drive the second form. If that had been the case, it would have been lucky if that armor could weaken the attack to 1/10 its original strength. 1/20,000th compared to 1/10, a difference of 2,000 times. That meant that if someone was over 1,000 times stronger than the other, he could annihilate his enemy with one move without consuming any energy. For instance, when a pinnacle emperor wanted to kill an undying fighter, he could easily do so without consuming any of his godly power. What? Why is his still so powerful? Qi Blood Palace leader said. He was shocked. Even if he wielded the third form of an ordinary true treasure armor, he could, at most, only weaken the power by 99%. I performed my ultimate technique by consuming almost 1/1000th of my godly body and using Qi Blood's spear. He should have been severely injured. Xiao! Golden Horned Beast waved his wing and sped up. Too fast, Qi Blood Palace leader said. Bei Feng Knight, hurry! Stop him! Leave it to me, Bei Feng Knight said as he looked up at Golden Horned Beast. He performed his soul attack again, attempting to affect Golden Horn Beast. However, instead of slowing down, Golden Horn Beast kept speeding up, nearly hitting light speed. He's not affected? Beifeng Knight was amazed. We've been tricked, Chi Blood Palace leader said, transmitting his voice. He wasn't affected at all. He deliberately withstood my attack to demonstrate his enormous defending power, rat bastard. He was insulting me. Insulting me. Stop him, Beifeng Knight. I'll teach him the consequences for insulting me, Chi Blood Palace leader roared hoarsely. His eyes glinted with bloodthirstiness. Ever since obtaining his Chi Blood Spear, he had become more and more ferocious. He was usually able to control it, but when he was triggered, he would occasionally go mad, and he was the most terrifying when he went mad. Beifeng Knight looked at Golden Horn Beast from afar and waved his hands. So, 30,000 blade daggers showed up and flew toward the Golden Horn Beast. It was a spiritual force true treasure Beifeng Knight owned, and as a great being proficient in soul attack, he was also good at using spiritual weapons. Even the speed of a great being couldn't compare with that of a spiritual force weapon. The spiritual weapons kept drawing near. After a short while, they surrounded Luo Feng. No, the Golden Horn Beast said. He knew he was in trouble when he saw tens of thousands of shadows flying toward him. Wing cap! Golden Horn Beast opened his golden wing. It immediately grew larger and blocked most of the black daggers. Some of them pierced through the belly of the Golden Horn Beast and kept hitting his body. Golden Horn Beast's body slowed down sharply as Beifeng Knight and Chi Blood Palace leader approached. Damn you two! Still chasing, he said. I have force armor to protect me. They really think they can hurt me? I pretended to be affected by the soul attack because I wanted to feel the power of the legendary Chi Blood Spear. Otherwise, they wouldn't have even had a chance to injure me. You want to stop me by using a spiritual force weapon? He said. If I use Golden Thread or Aura Mirror, it'll have a much stronger resistance power than your spiritual force weapon. Golden Horn Beast's body looked back coldly. He didn't even consider Chi Blood Palace leader and Beifeng Knight to be a threat. Though he was far inferior when it came to attacking power, his force armor and the enormous godly could make Beifeng Knight and Chi Blood Palace leader despair. He only wanted to test the power of Chi Blood Spear, and now he was leaving. Regardless, I need to get rid of those two, he thought. Otherwise, my plan will be seen through. I'll teach them a lesson first. Who? Golden Horn Beast's body growled and waved his wing. Hua! He turned back and dashed at Beifeng Knight and Chi Blood Palace leader. Chi Blood Palace leader was exhilarated seeing this, and he shouted, That stupid Golden Horn Beast wanted to die. I'll happily satisfy his wish. Hong! Chi Blood Palace leader burned his godly body and raced toward Golden Horn Beast's body. Ho! Golden Horn Beast's wings struck out like blades. Ha! Bloody light flashed across the eyes of Chi Blood Palace leader, and his Chi Blood Spear was covered with bloody light as well. He had gone completely insane. It was like two stars hitting each other. Hong! The space trembled. Golden Horn Beast's body clashed against Chi Blood Palace leader with his sharp wing again and again, while Chi Blood Palace leader kept dodging it. At the same time, he wielded his spear unrelentingly. The way he wielded his spear was strange. It went faster and faster, and his godly body became more and more forceful. Pooh! 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 They fought each other fiercely for several seconds. Chi Blood Palace leader backed down first. The bloody light in his eyes had already dissipated, and he was not nearly as predatory as before. What happened, Chi Blood? Beifeng Knight asked as he flew toward him. Even your ultimate technique is not working? Your 13th spear uses the special techniques contained in Chi Blood's spear and the burning godly body. You said before that you need to burn more and more of your godly body, and few universe overlords can withstand the 13th spear. 13th spear. When the spear attacked the first time, it only consumed 1/1000th of the godly body, but the more it attacked, the more energy it consumed. And after the spear attacked 13 times, it consumed 9% of his godly body. What? What? Chi Blood Palace leader's eyes flared with shock and anger. Impossible! Impossible! I lost 9% of my godly body but still couldn't weaken his force? Beifeng Knight and Chi Blood Palace leader glared at Golden Horn Beast. Golden Horn Beast looked back at them and growled. At the same time, the vigorous Golden Thread Aurora domain enveloped the hundreds of millions of square miles around them. Beifeng Knight and Chi Blood Palace leader were completely trapped. It's a domain type valuable. So, Golden Horn Beast Body waved his wing and flew away from the endless golden thread auroras and muttered, "Lesson taught. Got to go now." For what it's worth, this G-Blood Palace leader is impressive. He was able to consume 1/10,000th of my godly body even with my force armor protecting me. If I were a smaller-sized universe overlord, I might have been annihilated. In the sky above the plain, G-Blood Palace leader and Bei Feng Knight gazed at each other with fright and solemnness. "Impressive," Bei Feng Knight said with his mild voice. "That great being from Space Beast Alliance must have a domain-type treasure and a flying-type true treasure. As for the armor he uses, it must be a senior true treasure." "Yes, it's got to be a senior true treasure, and the third form has been triggered," G-Blood Palace leader said in a deep voice. "If it were only an ordinary true treasure, he wouldn't have defended against my G-Blood spears so easily." They exchanged eye contact. They were in trouble. A senior true treasure in its third form, together with that enormous godly body, this was a combination that could make universe overlords tremble. The more powerful a great being was, the more demeaning it was to fall. It was difficult for universe overlords to die, as even if they couldn't fight against their enemies, they could still escape, and as for those with senior true treasure armor that was able to weaken the power of an attack by 99.99%, it was almost impossible to kill them, especially if they also had enormous godly bodies. Unless, of course, the power gap was significant, or they were attacked by universe masters or universe overlords who were special life forms. "We can't do anything about it," Bei Feng Knight continued in his mild voice. "Besides, he was alerted to what just happened. Our arrangement might not work anymore." "What should we do then?" G-Blood Palace leader asked. "First of all, we can't admit that we fought that golden horn beast," Bei Feng Knight said. "No great being saw us, and nobody will know if we don't tell anyone. Secondly, we'll follow the order from our alliance. A universe master is making arrangements, and there are members of our alliance sent to the whirlpool portals close to the birthplace of that godly blade. Fuemo Master will come here himself later, and that golden horned beast won't be able to run away." G-Blood Palace leader nodded. The Northern Territory Alliance was one of the strongest powers in the universe, and few could get away from the blockade. Inside an ancient forest on the original star, Golden Horned Beast hid. His eyes gleamed anxiously. "What should we do? The original plan won't work now." Luo Feng had known about the godly blade of Blade River Luo in the virtual universe previously. He decided to run right after that, and he chose to run to the Whirlpool Portal. Based on Luo Feng's original plan, he would fly to the Whirlpool Portal first, and when he almost arrived, he would temporarily separate the Golden Horn Beast's body, Masha body, and Remote Ocean body. The Golden Horn Beast would transfer all the valuables to Masha body, who would carry Remote Ocean body and hide by camouflaging himself as mud. Then the Golden Horn Beast would try to pass the Whirlpool Portal. If he succeeded, Masha body would follow. If he failed, he would self-destruct. At the same time, the original Earthling body of Luo Feng would seek help from Primal Chaos City leader through the virtual universe. The Whirlpool Portal was the closest to human territory. After Primal Chaos City leader arrived, he could take Luo Feng away with his power. The plan may have been simple, but it was also direct and efficient. However, the fight between G-Blood Palace leader and Bei Feng Knight had made Luo Feng change his mind. "They both flew here to look for me," thought Luo Feng, which means the Northern Territory Alliance is fast. Perhaps the Universe Knights from the Northern Territory Alliance recognized the blade when it unveiled itself. He could speculate from his combat with G-Blood Palace leader and Bei Feng Knight that the Northern Territory Alliance had made arrangements for this a long time ago. The Universe Master from the Northern Territory Alliance was now on his way, and he might arrive sooner than Primal Chaos City leader. "It'll be a slaughter if I try to run to the Whirlpool Portal now," said Luo Feng. "I'm not comfortable with this plan, but what should I do then? Should I go to other Whirlpool Portals? There are 10,081 Whirlpool Portals on one original star, and each of them is hundreds of millions of miles away from each other. It would normally take more than half an hour to fly from one portal to another. It would take him around 15 minutes to fly from the Whirlpool Portal closest to him. If the arrangements made by the Northern Territory Alliance were as meticulous as I suspect, there will probably be guards at the Whirlpool Portals closest to the birthplace of the godly blade." Luo Feng shook his head. "If I go there, it'll be running into a trap." It was dangerous for him to go to any of the Whirlpool Portals connecting the outside world, regardless of the distance. Flying to the Whirlpool Portals in the distance was out of the question. The Universe Master would have arrived by the time he made it there. The Universe Master could control space and time, and he could suppress his enemies even if the enemies were far from them. How about Masha Body's inherited technique replication? But Luo Feng shook his head again. Masha Body was from one of the ordinary races, and the inherited technique was just a lower-tier technique. Although it was strange and unique, it could be defeated. The Northern Territory Alliance was one of the top 9 powers in the universe, and once it had finished its arrangements it would be almost impossible for Luo Feng to get away. I have to turn to my teacher now, Luo Feng concluded. At the apex of Thunder Island in the virtual universe, Primal Chaos City Leader's palace was enveloped by mist. Luo Feng stepped into the palace and shouted respectfully, "Teacher!" A figure in a golden cape walked out. "Luo Feng," said Primal Chaos City Leader, smiling at Luo Feng. "You should be on the original star now. What are you here for?" "I have an emergency," Luo Feng said. He hesitated. "I sent my golden horn beast body and my Masha body to the original star." Primal Chaos City Leader nodded and listened. He surely already knew this, as the original Earthling body was in Thousand Treasures River. "I happened to get a component of Blade River Luo Feng said. "Oh, that was you?" Primal Chaos City Leader was thrilled and laughed. "I just got the news that 2 space beasts from the Space Beast Alliance got the component. I was thinking that if that component could fall into the hands of us humans, it would be important leverage against the Thorn Ring Alliance." "Yes, but I'm in big trouble now. The Northern Territory Alliance also knows about it, and it started to prepare to attack me." Primal Chaos City Leader frowned. "Tell me more." "Yes, teacher." Luo Feng started to elaborate. He mentioned Chi Blood Palace Leader and Bei Feng Knight by name. "You weren't hurt by them?" Primal Chaos City Leader said, looking at Luo Feng in shock. Chi Blood Palace Leader and Bei Feng Knight were renowned universe overlords who represented the power of ordinary universe overlords. Primal Chaos City Leader was thrilled that Luo Feng had been able to defend against him. Instantly, he speculated that his disciple Luo Feng must have a defending true treasure and that it might be a senior true treasure like a senior true treasure armor. However, he didn't ask Luo Feng directly. He had known for a long time that Luo Feng kept many secrets, like the exceptional power of his undying godly body, which was better than those of many universe knights. Primal Chaos City Leader had seen Luo Feng become undying, as well as the scene he had caused when the Origin Law arrived. Besides, Luo Feng had become undying within Thousand Treasures River, and his control on space and time told Primal Chaos City Leader that Luo Feng's godly body was stronger than that of some universe knights. Primal Chaos City Leader didn't ask any further questions. Perhaps my disciple got lucky, he thought. Perhaps he met an omnipotent being. Perhaps it's before the Grand Nirvana period. Whatever the reason, Primal Chaos City Leader was happy to see it. He didn't care what happened to his disciple, as long as he could get stronger. The more powerful Luo Feng became, the more likely that a new pillar for humans would be born. "I'm still not as good as Chi Blood Palace Leader when it comes to combat," said Luo Feng. "I survived because of my godly body." "Godly bodies are also part of your strength," Primal Chaos City Leader said. Luo Feng quickly replied, "Teacher, you must understand by now. Those great beings from the Northern Territory Alliance are coming after me. What should I do? I'll be in danger no matter which portal I go to. Please, teacher, would you help me out? You're smart enough not to make such a decision by yourself." Primal Chaos City Leader smiled. "You would be caught and killed without help now. The Northern Territory Alliance is a rival of our alliance, and they have more great beings and races. They have all sorts of special life forms and races who have inherited techniques. You won't be able to defend yourself against them. Your inherited technique replication is an impressive hiding skill. Only universe masters controlling space and time can see through your disguising." Luo Feng nodded. Control over space and time was indeed impressive, and domain and replication would both be rendered useless. As for his inherited technique, strengthen, his godly body amplification could hit 100 times at most, and it would not be helpful. Inherited techniques were effective only when one's power was weak. When one became a universe master, only a few inherited techniques were still useful. However, Luo Feng had achieved a perfect life gene level, and the universe had bestowed him with one of the top-tier inherited techniques. "I am the universe. Inherited techniques can be cracked by other inherited techniques," Primal Chaos City Leader continued. "There are all sorts of inherited techniques in the universe, and some might even be inherited techniques bestowed by the universe. There are different levels of inherited techniques, and naturally, they have different levels of power and usage. Some of them counteract each other. Some of them are similar to each other. However, the more powerful you become, the less useful those inherited techniques will be. Primal Chaos City leader smiled and added, for instance, the soul attack Bark Mirror Emperor has was an inherited technique, but any sort of soul attacks from Universe Masters are much weaker than that. Luo Feng nodded. The Northern Territory has set you up, and there's no way that you can use your techniques to break out. Primal Chaos City leader shook his head. You've underestimated its power. Then what should I do? Luo Feng said. Primal Chaos City leader smiled. I have my ways.